Being an entrepreneur, it takes balls. Welcome to the Florida Project. This is episode number 6. Let's head inside the studio, and I want to talk to you a little bit about being an entrepreneur. Let's go.
You are actually getting somebody who cares about you on a professional level and actually cares about your business from it transitioning to your starting point. But it also helps when you know that you've got people behind you that are really wanting you to succeed and you to win. They not only care about my business, but I think that they care about me as a person.
If you have any sort of fear of expanding your business, or if there's kind of a fear of change or a fear to reach out, I know I had kind of a big fear of opening up on my social media before this program, and now I feel a lot more inclined to do that, and I feel a lot more vulnerable in it. Then that's when I would do it. If you have any sort of fear around your business, work with these two, because they can quell that fear a lot, and then use it almost as a vulnerable point to grow your business.
But their guidance and the experience that they have really gets you to that next level. I've been in this industry for a long time. They obviously have a few more years on me, and there was so much knowledge that I didn't know that they were able to give me, and the wisdom, and they're not afraid to hold back. They tell you like it is. They give you the information that you don't know, and they're very giving and very authentic in themselves and their deliveries into what they're teaching and what they're providing as a service.
So let's go into the recap. Number 1, episode 1, we talked about location search. I had to go all around Palm City and Stewart to find out the ideal location for my personal training business. That was a fun experience, and as you got to see in episode 1, I went to a couple different places before I settled on K-Fix Studios here in Stewart, Florida. Then episode 2, we talked about marketing for fit pros, and I shared with you guys the inside of what exactly we were going to be doing over the next 30 to 60 days in order to attract my ideal client and start a business from scratch without any contacts, any clients, and as you all know, without a location, right? In episode 3, we jumped right into attract, sell, and fulfill. The key elements to any fitness professional growing a profitable business is understanding these 3 key elements. The first one is, how do you attract your ideal client? Now, what did I do? I utilized what? My $1 million message. When you understand your $1 million message, it's easy to attract your clients because you're speaking specifically to one person with one pain that you have created a unique solution for. In episode 4, we rocked. Because now you had to see me do the work. See, because it's all about the hustle, right? Remember, I said the hustle is real. And you got to see me not only train clients, do live prospecting, but more importantly, get up early, stay up late, getting it all together. Because when you're building a business in startup, it's all about the hustle. It's not about how much money you have. It's not about what you're doing, because all you have is time and your energy to build, and hustle your butt off. And then in episode 5, we talked about those fake ass gurus, right? Too many people talk a lot of talk and don't do enough walking. Well, I wanted to share with you guys the ins, the outs of what exactly we've been doing here in the Florida Project and how we're growing and building a sustainable, profitable business with a future. And that's what we talked about in the first episodes. And now we're gonna jump into the office so I can share with you guys a little bit about the game of entrepreneurship and how you need to get involved. And we're back. I lied. We didn't go inside the office because I like this backdrop for this opportunity to share with you the simple process I use to not only collapse the buying cycle, but also the sales process so that my prospects saw me immediately and was willing to take action on my offers. This is called how to collapse the sales process or cycle in 3 simple steps. I'm gonna share with you all 3 steps, then I'm gonna walk you through the 6 steps in my process and share with you all of the ins and outs of my black belt selling method, how I not only teach people how to close 9 out of 10 prospects with ease utilizing simple scripts and simple processes and uses of communication to allow someone to make the relaxed decision to get started with you. So step number 1 is very simple, and I want you guys to see this. It's you got to build authority, right? And you build authority with speed through your content marketing. See, content marketing has been a staple in my development of my business since I could remember. I learned it a long time ago, and I understood right away that my content was going to allow me to connect with my audience, to speak to their pain, and more importantly, to position me as their leader, their guru, their opportunity to feel better, to have more energy, to look better, right? See, this is critical to your marketing. Now, a lot of people talk about content marketing, but what type of content marketing am I using? First, I'm using all different types of content marketing. I want you to understand that you must understand that, and we're gonna talk a little bit about it later in the show, and you gotta talk about what's your syndication process. How you taking that content that you're creating, both written, video, audio, print, and getting it out to your market. See, if you wanna be omnipresent everywhere, you're gonna have to really have a specific content marketing strategy. And I teach my Kaizen masterminds how to utilize content to build authority with speed so that they don't have to think, oh, does someone know me? Am I like Orange Theory? Am I like Fit Body Bootcamp? Am I like any of these other opportunities out there? You want to be different and better, and you utilize your $1 million message, as I'm always saying, right? To grow your business, and content is allowing you to become an authority. So I'll share with you one of my pieces of content is 3 steps to overcoming menopause. Automatically, hey ladies, Rahz Slaughter here from Metaburn Fitness, Long Island's most respected personal training and nutrition coaching team for women. Let me talk about the pink elephant in the room. It's called menopause. So your question is, what does a 40-year-old bodybuilder, personal trainer, and entrepreneur know about menopause? My name is Rahz Slaughter. I'm the author of The Menopause Success Triangle, a book on Amazon, as well as the host of the Menopause Summit. Now, that was a summit where I brought 25 other thought leaders and experts on the topic to come together to collaborate and share exactly how, if you're struggling with menopause, you can overcome it. And it's not just your mindset, you're not going crazy, and you're definitely not alone. Automatically, just so you guys know, full transparency, yes, I use paid advertising because I believe that if you buy speed, you can pay to get attention, right? So I'm getting my content out there, but I'm not spending a huge budget, a couple dollars a day on multiple pieces of content. This allows people to see me in their newsfeed consistently, daily, but not with the same old boring video, direct to camera, no. I have an editor. I invested in an editor, a videographer. Why? Because I want to stand out, and I want to make sure that I basically get in front of my audience when that pain is great. Between 11 and 2 in the morning is when my audience pays attention. That's when I spend money to get in front of them. This is critical to your marketing. If you're not playing to play, you're actually just trying to hope, wish, and pray that someone's going to see your content. All right. So if you want to buy speed, you really need to do this. And I gave you an example of my 3 steps to overcoming menopause. I also have one of my business partners, Greg. He has how to progress your push-up.
Hey ladies, Mr. Nutrition here from Metaburn Fitness, and back with another fitness tip for you. So today we're going to talk about push-ups. Push-ups are the king of exercises for any woman to develop beautiful shoulders and great arms. If you want compliments, make sure to learn how to do proper push-ups. Now, the common thing when clients come to us for the first time is their push-ups are really bad. That's not an insult, it's just what they've been taught. What happens generally is when a woman does a push-up, their neck tends to kind of break down, their back either arches out, or they can only get half push-ups out. So when you do that, you're putting stress to all the wrong areas and away from all the important areas that you want to change.
We have a lot of pieces. Some are exercise, some are nutrition, some are specific to a pain that we know that we can solve. This is how you do it. Now, inside of my business, of course, we have a strategic plan that we utilize so that we can collapse this time. And that's just for my high-end clients. I can't share that with you guys, but it's a real cool strategy of getting your content out daily and rotating that content, utilizing Facebook so that your audience sees a different piece of content consistently and wants to go, wow, this guy is definitely well known. He's the authority. I need to reach out to him. And when you drop in your offer, boom, magic happens. Step number 2 is the 7 steps to sales process. So if you want to collapse the time, you need to have authority. You need to have a sales process. Now, this is not something where you just like kind of wing it every time or you have a little flip chart. You want to know, and I have 7 steps to closing 9 out of 10 sales. Every time someone sits, it's a very similar situation. The communication is dialed in. And this is in my Black Belt Selling Method that you can go to www.blackbeltsellingmethod.com and pick it up. It's an online course, a 6-week course that teaches you the exact strategies that I'm using here in Florida to build a 6-figure potential business inside of what? Less than 6 weeks? I think you guys should definitely pick that up for a steal. And it teaches you exactly what my scripts are, what my frameworks are. More importantly, you're going to get the invisible interview, which is the 11-minute script I use to pre-qualify my prospects before they ever sit down in front of me. That script has helped make me millions of dollars in personal training because I don't have to sit down with prospects who are not ready to buy. That is a critical element to your success, right? An example of selling is one I sat down. If you saw somebody, I think episode number 3, excuse me, where I sat down with a prospect and right away she was willing to buy and she did it on camera. She didn't feel nervous because I had the art of building rapport, connecting, and then once I connect, digging the pain out, bringing it up to her, and then showcasing the pain, and then wrapping it up with my solution. Very good. The art of selling, very important. Number 3, you need a skilled salesperson and a great communicator. That is critical. You need someone who A, can communicate to the prospects, B, they can authenticate what you do, how you do it in a unique way so that you don't sound like you're just like everyone else. Because you don't want to be another boot camp. You don't want to be just another personal trainer, and you damn sure don't want to be another transformation expert, because what is that anyways, except an esoteric word that we use inside of the industry, right? You need to be specifically who you are, because that's what's going to allow you, and then you have to have that unique message that's going to really speak to your prospect. But you need to have someone who can actually articulate that. In this case, it's me, because I'm here in Florida, I'm speaking to the prospects, and I'm closing at a high level. So what am I getting? I'm basically chopping down my costs. My advertising and marketing costs are going down because every prospect, I have a high conversion rate. This is critical to making all of this work. See, if you're getting 10 leads and you're only closing 2, that's not good. Because especially you could be caught at the way leads cost today, it could be anywhere from $10 to $100 per lead. So you could be spending more than $1,000 and not closing. See, I want you guys to understand that if you're going to close 8, 9 people every time you get 10 leads, 10 people sit in front of you, boom, how many are you closing? The average trainer, and the average salesperson should be able to close 65% all day, every day with their eyes closed. 70%, you're good. 75%, even better. 80%, that's where you need to be. And that's what black belt selling can help you do. Now, I really want you guys just to see this. Simple 3 steps. Authority, you need to have a process to walk people through, and a skilled salesperson. This is how I, within 6 weeks, have potentially built a 6-figure business. We have EFT coming in, we have new clients, we have a marketing calendar designed specifically utilizing the content to get me out there fast. Now I want to share with you these little steps here. So I'm going to step on this side. So step number 1 is the ad, right? So you guys are going to know the process. So I want to give you guys behind. So once you have your ad, this is great. You make sure that your ad is really dialed in specifically to your niche. And you want to make sure all of the stuff inside of Facebook is your demographics, you know what their cost is, you know what their income is, their interest. Boom. You've dialed this in. Your copy is dialed in. Your landing page is tight. You've tested it. The next step is, now that you got that, you got permission. I'm just going to, right there. You get permission. Now for me, I get a form. A Woofoo form comes to my inbox. I get it on my phone. Boom. Right away, what do? I text them. And I want to really let you guys know that it's important to text them right away. Once you get that, now you're going to connect. And that's what I mean by connect here. So you're going to connect with your prospect, right? And I text. So right away, I text them, hey, Mrs. Jones, this is Coach Rahz from Metaburn Fitness. Thank you so much for inquiring about my 6-week program. Boom. They respond back. I go, oh, let me ask you a simple question. What was it about my ad that caught your attention? After they say, oh, you know what, Rahz, is about this or that, because I know I have bullet points in my ad. My copy is designed to filter out the people who are not interested in my solution. So I'm not getting a bunch of loosey-loos. I'm not getting a bunch of fence sitters. I'm getting people who have a pain that I can solve. That is critical. Make sure that your copy is dialed in. The next step is that now that I got them on text, what do I got to do? I got to bridge this gap. And how do I bridge that gap? I got to build some rapport, right? And I build rapport. I start building rapport immediately via text. This is critical. See, I build the rapport. I start joking with them. If they say something funny, like one lady says, oh, my legs are hurting from my bike ride. I go, oh, you know what? I just bought a bike. I'm thinking about doing a bike race. Boom. Now I have rapport, right? The next step, because now that I got rapport, I'm going to schedule. You got to schedule your consult. And this process is important. See, you got to schedule your consult. You got to let them know the importance. You got to create some scarcity. Hey, Mrs. Jones, just to let you know, and this is all via text, Mrs. Jones, I only got a couple slots on Tuesday and Thursday. Which would you like? Morning or afternoon? Great. You're going to take Thursday morning? Awesome. Just to let you know, I can actually fill that spot with a client if you're not going to show up. So do me a huge personal favor. Please just text or call me to let me know if something comes up in your life and you can't make it so that I can fill that slot. I really appreciate it. Boom. On Wednesday, what do? I send out, I'm looking forward to meeting with you. Here's my address just in case you don't have it. Can't wait to see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Boom. Then they show up. The next thing is now you're going to present. And this is where the magic happens. See, when you're presenting, what are you going to lead to? Right here. You're going to take them through that 7-step process. Whatever your process you're using right now, if you're not closing 75% or more with ease in 30 minutes or less, not an hour, not 90 minutes, I'm talking quick, specific, duplicatable. This needs to be happening, boom, boom, boom. Doesn't take any extra time. Then when you're presenting, key elements. A, you want to ask questions. Make sure that you get enough information. I call it fact finding. I have enough information so that I know what the pain is, what's the real underlining pain, what's the unknown pain that they don't even know they have, but then I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to, they're going to be like, aha, yeah, I do feel that way. Oh man, I didn't know that my relationship with food was like that. I didn't know that that trigger was from actually the way my father spoke to me when I sat at the table. This is critical to your sales. I teach these specific kind of communication information inside of Black Belt Selling. I teach exactly how to use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, so that you can match and mirror tonality. Some people are visual, right? Some people are auditory. Some people are kinesthetic. You need to speak to them that. If someone's a visual person and you're talking about, can you hear what I'm saying, bro? Can you see what I'm... No, you're going to lose them. You're going to break rapport. I want you guys to understand that critical element to you building and collapsing this is being able to sell people quick. In a 14-day period, how many prospects can you walk through this process? Get them to this process where then they become clients. And when they become clients, that's when they what? They start to get results. When they get results, then they're going to become a raving fan. And in my next segment of this show, I'm going to share with you guys the 3 steps I use: the attract, the sell, and the fulfill, so that you can bring it all together. I look forward to seeing you guys in a minute. Hang on. And we're back here. Now, let's talk about the 3 steps I told you guys. It's all about the attract, the sell, and the fulfill, right? So let's talk a little bit about that, because I want you guys to understand that the critical aspect of any game is the attract. How do you attract? What are you doing right now to attract your ideal prospect turn that prospect into a buying client, turn that buying client into a raving fan, then they become a referring fan, right? Now, I have several programs that I share with the industry to help this process along the way. One of them is called the 8-week Impact Marketing Machine. It's where people like Yvonne has gone through, people like, John Vickers has gone through, and they learn their $1 million message. So when
I would describe the Impact Machine program as something that's going to help you figure out exactly who your ideal client is and how you are going to market to them, and how you're going to build that market through this program.
You got to take a leap of faith. That's what I did, and this is what's going to help you the most. You have to believe that it's going to work for you. So if you're struggling, then you've got to believe that it's going to help you. And you've got to have a strong reason why. Why is very important. And that coach teaches that, but I already know. This was implanted in me. I know that if I do not, this is what I teach my clients, I don't have a strong reason why, then I won't stick with it. And number 3, don't you want to be a business owner instead of having just a job? That's what I want. I don't want to just be tied to a job as a trainer, independent trainer. I want to have my own business and have freedom.
So when you learn your message right here, this is going to allow you to really attract with speed. And you're going to attract only people who know you, who have heard about you, who are interested in what it is that you serve or serve to the industry and your market specifically. Now, let me share with you, here in Florida, I work with women between the age of 40 and 55. Now, everybody says that's their age range, right? But here's what I do differently. Because my $1 million message is unique, I help women between the age of 40 and 55. You can borrow this if you want, because unless you have specific results to back up these claims, it doesn't work. But I help women between 40 and 55 not only transition from a period of their lives where they're scared, confused, and more importantly, just lost in their bodies. I help them lose weight. I help them find their confidence, and more importantly, I help them discover an epic, fierce new personality. That's what I do. How do I do it? I have 2 major programs, a 6-week program, which is my low barrier offer, and I have a 12-week new body makeover. And this is the complete premier program that I utilize. It has a proprietary nutrition system, it has a proprietary exercise program, and it has mindset, and more importantly, hormone balance. When I share that with my ideal prospect, it's obvious that they're going to be attracted. When I'm on video and I'm talking about hormone balance, and I'm talking about strategic nutrition, and I'm talking about, targeted exercise specifically for the body parts that they're struggling with, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to click my ad. They're going to fill out my form. They're going to go through my process. And this is going to allow them to really connect with me. And my content marketing, as I shared with you in the previous section, it's all about your content marketing. That's what we want to teach you a little bit about today, is how you really attract. That's the factor. And when you're inside of the 8-week Impact Machine, we teach you how to build your $1 million method, how to create authentic authority, how to utilize what we consider our content syndication process. So you take one piece of content and you put it across multiple platforms and you utilize this. Now you could do this yourself if you don't have a team, or you can hire out, outsource, and get this done either in the Philippines or some other country. This will allow you to take one blog post, turn it into an audio, turn it into a video, turn that video into a podcast, and so much, and you can do so much with it. You can do small clips and put them on 15-second intervals, throw them up on Instagram with a call to action. We share with you exactly how you do that. Now, if you listen to John Vickers and his story, he really dig in, and he needed the help with his $1 million message. It's what really dialed it in for him. Some people come in and they just don't know how to actually create what's called a solution magnet. This is one unique piece of content, a report or a guide. We walk you through the entire process from soup to nuts, from what we call our short, actionable, goal-oriented, and effective piece of content that you could put on Facebook, you could put on your blog, you could put anywhere on social media and attract your ideal client, all right? So understanding that it's content marketing, but it's specific content marketing that's going to allow you to attract that guy, that female, whoever it is your audience is, and dial it in and make them say, oh. So now you don't have to go through 1,000 people. What if you're able to take just a segment of your audience? I have about 25,000 people that I can actually market to, but I don't need all 25,000. I just need the percentage that wants my solution, all right? Then the next step here, so you attract, you gotta sell. And we talked a lot about selling, the 7 steps, right, to selling. But what else is it? Is the invisible interview. I want you guys, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. And this invisible interview is so critical to my game because it allows me to get on the phone and ask them what's called the 3 R's. What are the results you want? What are the roadblocks stopping you? And then what's the reason? Is it a reality? What's the reality that you're on the phone with me right now? You're text messaging me right now. What's that number one pain? And are you ready to take action today, or is that later? Key element, is this now or later conversation? If they say later, you know they're not warm. If they say it's now, you know they're hot. Get them on your calendar within the next 24 to 48 hours. This is what I've done here in Florida to not only really, I can tell you, we're going to have probably about 30, 35 clients in the coming couple days, and we'll be hiring our first coach to bring on board. This is all inside of, I guess, 6 to 8 weeks now. I got here on July 18th. So here's the process. Attract, sell, and then you gotta, right here, we're gonna fulfill, right? And what is fulfill is delivering results. You need to have a system for this. What's your system? It has to be unique, right? Make sure that that system is unique. I mentioned my 12-week body makeover. It has phases to that program. So when I'm sitting down in that consultation with my ideal prospect, I'm not just saying, oh yeah, we're gonna work out and we're gonna sweat and we're gonna do burpees and we're gonna make you burn calories and you're gonna, no. I wanna make them, it's different. It's my system. This is going to allow you to stand out in your market. Too many personal trainers, too many personal, I'd say coaches, all they do is say, oh, I help men transform and get built. That's not what I do. It's not what I teach inside of the Kaizen Mastermind. It's not what we teach inside of the 8-week impact machine. It's not what we teach inside a black belt selling method. Why? Because if you want to survive, you do it the other way. If you want to thrive, you need to have a specific frameworks and processes to install in your business to make this duplicatable so that you don't have to do it all the time. Because you want to, what's the goal? Create a lifestyle fitness business, is it right? So what does that mean? That simply means that you're not being controlled by your business. The business is being controlled by systems. Save yourself time, energy, and money. Critical element to truly building a business. Remember we started off the show talking about being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are visionaries. They're action takers. They're risk takers. They don't got time to be sitting and drawing on the board for everybody and counting reps and doing. I want you guys to realize if you're going to build a business big enough so you can have a lifestyle, you can't possibly do it all on your own. That's what I want you guys to understand. Anybody know what Kaizen means? Constantly and always improving. I remember when I stumbled upon this philosophy, and it really struck because it was a time in my life where I was doing a lot of this. And I wasn't doing anything consistently. I didn't have a consistent daily program. I didn't have a consistent workout program. I didn't have any consistency in my life. All I thought was, I need to make money. I got to do this. I got to. And I realized that I was running into the ground. But then I slowed down and said, what do I need to improve on? Incrementally, slowly, each day. So now I meditate. Now I work out. Now I practice being a great stepfather and a great husband and a great business owner and a great friend. But I practice daily on this so that I can consistently get better each and every day. Now, the last segment of this show I'm going to talk about is the Kaizen Coaching Mastermind. And how do you take yourself from, once you got a couple handful of clients, how do you go to the next level? So what are the levels? There's startup, there's survival, there's stable, there's success, there's soar, and then there's boom, right? So I want to tell you guys, what are these levels? So if you're making right now less than, I'd say, $3,000 a month, you're in startup. What do you do in startup? You have to hustle. You have to talk to everybody you know. You're talking to your friends. You're talking to your family. You're talking to everybody. You're talking to people in the store. Hey, how you doing, Mrs. Jones? I got a personal training business. Are you interested in getting help, getting fit? Da da da. And you're talking and you're using your $1 million message. I help people do X, Y, and Z so they can have X, Y, and Z. That is critical. All day, every day. You are full time. Now, if you're in survival, you have a handful of clients. Now you're making you're upwards between 5 and 10K. That's where you are. Somewhere in that range. You've learned how to attract your ideal client. You've gotten a handful, but here's what happens. You have some high months, some low months, some high months, some low months. You're strictly in survival. You don't have any systems that are actually automated so that you can bring prospects in, filter them through, and get them to sign up consistently like water, right? But once you're now at stable, you're somewhere between 10 and 20K. Hell yeah. That's where everybody wants to get, 10 to 20K. You get 20K, you got $250,000 business almost, right? You're doing okay. You got a team. You're starting to put some operations in place. You got some systems. You're doing the damn thing. You're actually have a business. You're an entrepreneur now. You're not a self-employed employee, right? So what I want you to think about is that mindset has to shift here. And this is why I created the Kaizen Coaching Mastermind. You have people like Samir who started out about $6,000 working with me a couple years ago. Now he's upwards of almost 40K a month. You got people like Holly who had her best month ever just this month in September, where she did almost over $20,000 on one campaign that we set up for her and automated. We have people like Yvonne who didn't have $1 million message and now is a content machine. You see, you have the only way you can transition from actually going from survival to boom is you have to buy speed. Now, I bought speed. When I got started, I had coaches like Sean and Eric Ruth in NPE, Net Profit Explosion. Some of my buddies here in the fitness industry, we know we go way back. That was some of the best stuff we learned, right? But we had to evolve. And I went on to work with people like Bedros Keuilian. Then I went on to, because I needed another level. Then I hired a guy named Taki Moore. Right? Now I'm actually coaching people off of the things that I've been able to adapt and implement in my business. Why? Because we want to, remember in the last episode I talk is cheap. See, I'm not talking about something I'm not doing or testing. I have a test kitchen. I have multiple studios that are all running with and without me. So now this stuff becomes a lot easier for me to create automated webinars and create automated funnels. Very easy for me to create sales processes. Why? Because I've seen thousands and thousands of prospects. I've coached thousands and thousands of clients. I've closed millions of dollars in personal training sales. See, when you've gone from startup, the next level is 20K and next, then that's at success. When you're making 20K and above, you're doing fairly well. And that's a small percentage. I'd say most of the personal trainer studio owners aren't doing 20K. I don't care who you are. If you're doing it, awesome. You're doing a few things right. But do you have a business that you're not actually being controlled by? See, because then when you want to take it to that next level of soar, now you're at that 30 plus. That's where Samir is. And then you want to go, maybe you want to be at the 50K plus. Now you got multiple studios like Mike Zanheiser, 4 studios. Or maybe you have a boutique and you're actually just crushing it and you love what you do and the business isn't burning you out. See, because I'm not the coach to tell you you have to be shooting for 7 figures. No, I want you to create a lifestyle fitness business that's designed around your life so you can do what you want, when you want it, with whomever you want, for as long as you want. Maybe you want to shut down and move to Florida and hang out with me with palm trees and in the sun all day. Whatever floats your boat. Maybe you want to move over to the UK and hang out with James Modi and all of those cats in the remote fit bureaus, right? That's cool too. But it all starts with like I said, we started this show out talking about an entrepreneur. You have to have vision. What's your vision? What do you want to do with your business? Where do you want to go with your life? What do you want to actually create for the market that's valuable so that the market sees you as an authority and is willing to invest in you and your services so that you can actually go from startup to boom. See, I want to give you guys a special invitation today. I have a couple spots inside of the Kaizen Coaching Mastermind. We only have 15 total spots. I'll never take more than that. See, because I'm not looking to build this huge mastermind, because my money is built on helping people create the best versions of themselves in my personal training businesses. I'm not the coach that needs to go out there and put up, tons of offers every single day so that I can bring a ton of people in. I want to work with a select group of people. Those people are hardworking, visionaries, action takers, people who want to build a real business. Like I discussed inside of my book, The 1 Hour Trainer, a 90-day roadmap to creating a fitness business that's profitable, that you love. I talk about specific people like Samir and Yvonne and Holly and John and so many others who've come through my program, and they learn how to be a business owner, not captured by their business as a self-employed employee. If you want to do that, I have an invitation for you. You can head over to resultaudit.com. There are a couple of spots. You can get on my schedule. We'll have a relaxed conversation. Not pressure, no obligation. I'll find out some information about you. You'll tell me about your business. I'll tell you about what the details are inside of Kaizen, what we do for you. It's nothing special other than I'll tell you, we help you grow a fucking awesome business. We learn who you are, what you want, and we adapt our programs and protocols to you. I don't have a password that I'm going to throw you behind and say, hey, here you go, good luck. Nope. You're working with me. You're working with Greg. You're working with my team so that we can actually take you from where you are to where you want to go, collapse that time, and get you there with speed. This invitation is just for those who are serious, not curious. Don't waste my time. Don't pick my brain. Don't just ask me questions about your business and then say, let me go think about it. If you jump on the call with me, you're going to be investing in your business. You know that I'm going to ask you to make a decision at the end of that call. It's not a think about. It's not let me talk it over with my wife, my business partner. You're jumping on that call because you're ready to take action, because you're an entrepreneur. That's my invitation to a small group of you who will take me up on that invitation. It's at www.resultaudit.com. Head over there, click on the link. You'll jump on my schedule. We'll have that call. And that's all I got for you this episode, guys. It's been a truly honor to share with you a little bit about what we got going on here. It is what it is. We love to do. I'm going to share with you guys, the last thing I want you guys to understand is that I build my business speaking to people. Why public speaking is the easiest and best way for you to stand out in your market, to build authority quickly, and more importantly, for you to showcase who you are, what your $1 million message is, and how you can only deliver it like you do. How awesome is that? My next event I'm actually having, it's called the Sugar Detox Seminar, and I'm having it here in Florida on October 17th, and then I'm having one in New York. I'm flying to New York to do another seminar in my other studios. That's what you do when you're an entrepreneur. You create businesses and they run without you. I want to thank you guys for watching the Florida Project episode number 6, season 1. I'm your host, Rahz Slaughter. I look forward to speaking with a couple of you on resultaudit.com. And if you want to pick up any of the products that we talked about, whether it's Black Belt Selling Method, the Impact Machine, or you just want to get a free copy of the Invisible Interview, you can head over to fitnessbusinessmastery.com. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Boom!